would like to now introduce Nagy Sandor, the president of our foundation.
Thank you, Tamás. Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all on behalf of the Ferenc Nagy Foundation on this beautiful October afternoon to remember the former Hungarian Prime Minister, a peasant, civil rights leader, a journalist, and the beloved father, Ferenc Nagy. It was Milan Kundera who once wrote that the struggle of man against power is the struggle of memory against forgetting. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today and making sure that this great man is not forgotten, that his dreams and struggles and aspirations have not been laid to rest beneath these black stones of marble. It is also a personal honor for me to stand here with you today, because this event is a little milestone in my own personal journey to discover Ferenc Nagy. As you know, I grew up in Hungary, where most of us of my generation don't really know who Nagy Ferenc was, or what he lived for, or about his struggles. It was only by chance that a few years ago in California, as a university student, I discovered a book in the library of the school. It was titled The Struggle Against the Iron Curtain, and I picked up this book and I started to read it, and the most fascinating story unfolded on its pages. It was a story of a man's struggle against power. It was a story of a young Hungarian peasant from one of the smallest Hungarian villages, without even a high school education, who is so appalled by the living conditions of his fellow countrymen that he starts out on a decades-long struggle to empower the disenfranchised, to bring hope to the hopeless people, and to start a movement to bring democracy to Hungary with secret ballots and free elections. And he believed that those who serve should actually lead, so those who lead would finally serve. And he was a great man, a visionary to bring democracy to Hungary. As I was reading this book, it was very fascinating for me, and I decided I need to find his grave, and we need to find out where he is today, what he stood for. And by the time we found this grave with Tamás, we actually already learned what was the fate of Ferenc Nagy. After World War II, when he was jailed by the Gestapo, he was actually able to establish the Second Republic in Hungary. And his political party won a landslide victory in the first ever free and secret democratic elections in Hungary. And he became a prime minister. It was a fascinating story for me. Now we know from history that this period of democracy was very short-lived, because Nagy Ferenc had to endure immense powers at the beginning of the Cold War. And these powers eventually crushed the Hungarian Republic and sent him into exile, ended his career at the age of 43. And he came out to the United States and settled down here and lived the rest of his life here in Herndon, Virginia. Now I would like to believe that the fact that you are here today is a profound testament that Ferenc Nagy was not a victim of history. He was not a victim of history, but a witness to the enduring human spirit that dares to shape and mold history against all odds and obstacles for the betterment of not himself, but other human beings. And I'm honored to be here today with our distinguished speakers, who are themselves outstanding public servants, who are serving their communities on the local, national, and international level. And I would like to thank you for coming here today and making sure that this man is not forgotten. And finally, I hope that one day my generation will find out about Nagy Ferenc and learn who he really was. And that one day he will be an inspiration, and he will be placed in the right place, in the right pages of history, as the founding father, one who set the foundations for the Hungarian democracy.